All right, Wendy, you and I are in slight disagreement over one thing. We're about to talk to two women who have collaborated on a book called Age to Perfection, How to Thrive to 100 Happy, Healthy, and Wise. We're about to talk to them in a minute, but before we bring them on,
yes,
I have said, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, I would love to live to the age of 100. I think if you hit the century mark, that's a pretty good thing, and you disagree with this.
well, I don't know that I disagree, because the bottom line is if you're having a good life and you're 100
Yeah.
and you still have your faculties,
Yeah?
then yeah,
Then by all means.
but still 100.
What is your goal? Do you have a goal when it comes to age-wise?
Next week?
A week from now. Okay. It doesn't seem that tough to achieve.
Well, and here's the thing, too, as we're going to talk to this 101-and-a-half-year-old woman, right? She's not quite 102 yet?
She's 101. Right. I think June is her 102nd birthday in June.
Well, here's what troubles me. There are 5 big killers, as listed in this book: heart disease, diabetes, cancer, infection, and stress. Well, 4 out of, I'd say all 5 run in my family.
All 5?
Like, my dad had heart disease and diabetes. My mom had cancer.
Oh, no.
Infection, I hope to keep that away. Stress, oh, my God, could I have more of it? So right away, 5 big killers, I'm experiencing pretty much all of them.
All right. So the odds of you hitting that century mark are not that great.
I don't know. Maybe we can find out what I can do to get past that.
Let's do that. We'll start out by talking to Judy Gaman. She is the author, the main author of Age to Perfection. Hello, Judy.
Hey, I'm so glad to be on with you, and this is such a great topic.
Do we have
Lucille is
on the
here.
line?
Lucille Fleming is 101 years old, and she is pretty much the person behind this, the Age to Perfection book. How are you, Lucille?
I'm just doing fine, thank you, Wendy.
And, Bill and I were talking. Bill wants to live to be 100.
I do.
And I'm kind of concerned that if I live that long, maybe I won't be that healthy and happy. But you're living proof. You're 101 and a half, and things are good for you, huh?
Absolutely. I'm just living it up. It's a wonderful time to be healthy and happy, and read that book of Judy's, how to stay young and healthy and happy, because it tells you everything in that book, just exactly what to do.
What are you doing differently, Lucille? Because so many people, by the time they reach, and we all want to live as long as we possibly can. Most of us do. Wendy's a different story, but most of us do. But what are you doing that's making you so sharp at 101 years old?
Well, I tell you, Bill, I keep active. I'm on the go most of the time. I have something to do, like playing bridge. I go to bridge parties, and I play duplicate bridge. I just keep going and looking forward to different things, and I'm happy. I'm just as happy as a lark.
See, now that is key. You're trying to, you don't have much stress in your life because you said you're social. You go out and play bridge with friends.
Yep.
That keeps your mind active, too. And it sounds like you're keeping do you exercise on a regular basis, Lucille?
You bet. Oh, you bet I do. Yes. I walk the corridors here in the wintertime, and outside then, when it gets nice. But I keep, even if I'm sitting here talking with you, I exercise my feet, and I exercise my stomach muscles, and I exercise my arms and my fingers. I keep active, keep everything going in good shape.
We were talking about some of those 5 things that are not good for you, like diabetes, heart disease, cancer. These are some of the 5 big killers.
Getting hit by a bus is bad.
Stress is bad.
Don't worry so much about your genetics. People get so wrapped up in what happened to Mom, what happened to Dad, Uncle Bob, you name it. But we have to remember that a lot of that had to do with environmental, their nutrition, a lot of different factors. So just because someone else in your family had diabetes or had cancer or had something doesn't mean you're going to get it. Even if you have a genetic predisposition doesn't mean that you're going to express that gene. So the key here is let's do the things that we can do to stay healthy, eat well, exercise, all of these things, don't smoke, don't drink, and we can actually not have to worry so much about our genetics because we're doing everything we can not to express those genes and not to come up with those 5 big killers.
Lucille, as Judy just mentioned, smoking and drinking are bad, but I always see on the news anytime anybody reaches the age of 80 or 90 or 100, they say, what's the key? And they say, well, you know, good, clean living, and every night before bed I have a glass of bourbon. Do you do anything like that at all? Anything you're not supposed to do?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
Nothing.
I drink the good old H2O.
Oh, just water. Water's the answer.
That is so good for you. Although I do know that there is something that you like to take. Is it every day when you get a little extra bonus rest? What do you call that?
When I get a little nap?
Yeah, you call it a nappy poo?
Nappy poo, yes.
Every day?
Yes, absolutely.
Good.
I have to have my nappy poo. I just make time for it every day. You know, if I have other things to do, I'll say, well, let me see, I must lie down for at least an hour.
Yeah.
And I even have a deep sleep. I dream, and then I get up and I go plan and, you know, look ahead and think, oh, I'm going to do something today. So it's not all nappy poo with me.
No,
right,
there's
and
plenty
it's only
of
an
else.
hour.
I
wasn't accusing you of like taking a 23-hour nap, Lucille.
Right. And Lucille, if I may ask, you've been on this planet for more than a century, almost 102 years. I know there's stuff I see every day that baffles me and amazes me. If you could pick just one thing that's happened in these 100-plus years that you've seen, what's the one thing you would pick that you just say, I can't believe that I've lived in a time where this has become a reality?
I tell you what, I just can't believe that I am this age.
Yeah?
When people, when people say, how old are you? I hesitate for a few seconds. I say, yes, I am. I'm 101 and a half, and 3 more months I'll be 102. And I'm looking forward to that age, too. Some people, get depressed. They said, oh, gosh, what am I going to do? I'm going to be 100,
Yeah.
Live it up, kid. Live it up,
Well, you know what? I think, Lucille, you've changed my mind because if at 100 years old or 100, almost 102, I'm as sharp as you are, I mean, really.
Doing something right.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're enjoying your life. I read
I love it.
In this book, it says, one of the tips that Lucille recommends, keep yourself looking nice. Now, you always put your makeup on every day. You don't have one lazy day where you don't feel like putting your makeup on?
No, ma'am.
Nope.
I don't. I get
every
up
day.
every day, and I have it all laid out. I have my outfit all laid out a couple of days ahead now. And I think, what am I going to wear? And then I have to coordinate my ribbon in my hair and my flower in my dress. I have that every day, and a little ribbon around my neck. I have a longer neck, and I kind of put this on. And I've watched the movie actresses with this little ribbon around. They look so gracious and lovely looking. I always have that too.
Lucille, I hate to ask this, but I need to ask this. What about dating? Are you interested? Are there guys out there? I was going to say older guys or younger guys. My younger guys would be better for you. There's a lot more younger guys than older guys. But are you still dating? Are there guys out there for you?
Are there what?
Are there men? Are there men that you like? Do you still go out on dates still or not?
Well, I'm telling you, I have a little story to tell you. This man came up the other day, and he's 94.
Yeah.
And he said to me, I have some women friends in this place, and I told them that I had a lady friend here, 101. And I looked at him and laughed, and he said, yeah, it's you. And he said, would you have a picture taken with me? I want to show it to them. And you have to put your arms around my neck, too, to make it look even better.
Oh.
He said, are you up to that? And I said, sure, let's go. Let's have a picture.
Now, he was flirting with you.
He was flirting.
What?
He was flirting with you.
Yep.
And bragging to his 99-year-old friends, hey, look at this woman I have.
Yep.
But
well, the funny part of it was there are two ladies at the table, and they really are in love with him. And they heard this, and then they gave me the cold look, and I said, somebody asked, are you going to sit on his lap? And this lady turned to me and she said, what did you say? And I said, whatever will be. Case stay wrong.
Good. You showed her. You quoted Doris Day. You got a good one in there.
Lucille, I get the feeling that the reason you've lived to almost 102 is because you don't date, because you don't have a man to take you down.
Mm-hmm.
You're so right. Why bother with them? Because all they do is looking for someone to take care of them, you know?
Yep, that's so true.
And Judy, what do you think about that? You know, with Lucille seems like one happy camper, and yet she doesn't have a man that she's dating.
Well, I actually find it funny. She and I go to lunch every Friday, and it never fails. And so every time we go out, somebody is checking her out. And I'll say, you know you just got checked out, right? I mean, you know that guy's looking at you. And she'll just roll her eyes and make a face. What she didn't tell you was about the gentleman that would stand outside her door and sing to her the Lucille song, you know, you picked a fine time to leave me. And she's like, I said, oh, that's funny. She said it was funny the first time. She was glad when he was gone.
Yeah, sure.
You know, I got to say, Lucille is actually having more fun than you and I are, Bill.
I know. That's great. That's perfect. Well, honestly,
together.
Yeah. You just say when. I bet your schedule's way busier than Wendy's and mine is. So anytime you want. Judy, what did you learn during the process of this book when you were writing Age to Perfection? What do you know now that you didn't know when you started?
Well, one thing that we found that we didn't really realize we were going to find is when we were interviewing people over 100, we found a lot of commonalities. And so a lot of them ate like oatmeal, blueberries, you know. There were a lot of those things. Every one of them had a spiritual connection, and they were socially connected. So it was almost like when we got their top 10 list, you could almost overlap them. So that was kind of a shock to us because we didn't realize that we were going to see so many things in each of them that were the same.
Right.
So that was it. And it made us think, gosh, you know, we need to make sure we're making time for the things that are really important in life because they get it. And in the beginning of the book, we interviewed the little kids, and we said, what do you think it takes to live to be 100? And they had really funny answers. But the funny thing is they got it, too. You know, they said eat right, grow your own food. One of them was funny. He said eat strawberry ice cream, take a little pill like my grandma. But, you know, they all had these ideals. And somewhere between, you know, grade school and being 100 like they are, we lose that message. We lose that message in our 20s, 30s, and 40s, and that's when we're doing the most damage. So it really was a reset button for us as the authors to say, gosh, you know, this is advice we give our patients all the time. Are we following it? Because when you meet these people who are 100 that have followed these rules and you see just how lively they are and how much fun they are to be around, you think, I want to be like that.
No doubt about it. Judy Gaman's book is called Age to Perfection, How to Thrive to 100 Happy, Healthy, and Wise. And Lucille Fleming proves that that's more than possible. She's 101, almost 102, and not slowing down an inch. Keep up the good work, ladies.
Oh, thank you. It's such a pleasure to be on your show. We appreciate it.
We had a great time. And Lucille, when's the big day to turn 102?
June 24th.
We will call you for your birthday to wish you a happy 102nd, okay?
Wonderful. Yes.
We are looking forward to it.
If I had a little plane, I'd fly up.
Well, maybe we'll get you one for your birthday. We'll talk to some people. Thank you so much, Lucille, and thank you, Judy. Appreciate it.
Thank you, ladies.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Bill and Wendy.
You're very, very welcome.
Pleasure.
Oh, it is.
God
Back
bless
after, and right back at you. Back after this, it's Bill and Wendy on WGN.